A lot of people talk about non-attachment. People have memes on social media talking about the importance of non-attachment, and they generally attribute these to Buddha. The thing is that non-attachment is something that happens as a natural result of doing the practice that Buddha taught, but it's not something that you can tell people just to have. And it's a very high level and abstract concept. So if you say to somebody, oh, you shouldn't be attached, you're suffering because you're attached to things or people or feelings, then you're encouraging them to then push away those things, which is another form of suffering. So there's an analogy, which is if you wanted to reduce your environmental impact by reducing your carbon dioxide emissions from your vehicle, and somebody told you that the problem is that you burn gasoline in your vehicle and that produces a net positive CO2 output, and so you decide, okay, well then I'm not going to put any gasoline in my car. Now the thing is that just shifts the problem somewhere else, because now you can't get anywhere because your car doesn't have any gasoline in it. So the thing is that what Buddha discovered was that suffering is the automatic reaction to sensations inside the body. And he discovered a way of retraining the mind so that it doesn't react to these sensations in the body. And so when the mind doesn't automatically react to the sensations in the body, there is no suffering, because suffering is the reaction, the automatic reaction. And then naturally there is this thing called non-attachment, but it's not in the form that we generally understand it. It's just that there is no reacting happening. And that's equivalent to looking underneath the hood of the car and looking at the engine and saying, oh, we want to get places in this vehicle, but we don't want to have a net positive carbon dioxide output. So how do we do that? Oh, well, we could convert the engine to run on hydrogen, and then the only thing that will be put out by the car then is water and oxygen as a byproduct. Or we could convert it to biodiesel, and then even though it puts out carbon dioxide, it's carbon which has been captured by growing crops recently. So what Buddha actually taught was a technique to train your mind to stop suffering. And you have to practice. And the idea that somehow you just need to practice non-attachment is, first of all, misleading. Secondly, it's confusing. And thirdly, it's distracting from actually doing the thing you need to do to end your own suffering, which is to practice the technique that Buddha discovered and then taught. So that's my perspective, my view on the whole idea of non-attachment.